I have to admit this, I am not good with audio editing, but I know how important audio editing is for videos and for streaming and anything audio that you hear over the internet. If I had to choose between a highly graphic, visual, like it looks really stunning, but the audio is bad, I will click out more often than if the audio is really good, but the video is too zoomer for me. Because I could just shut down the video, right? I could like turn to another screen, another tab, and just like mind my own business, but still listen to the audio. So I do believe that if you're able to elevate your audio to like a little higher level, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can always like incrementally improve it. So yeah, mind you, I do have more years of knowledge in audio stuff, but I am not a pro. My recommendations are going to be similar. I would say, I'm confident in saying that it's going to be similar to some audio engineers in the community. Like based off the stuff they recommended, I bought. These are also things that I've used over time, over many years, and I've slowly updated my plugins and things because I've been keeping an eye on it. And finally, Black Friday is here and things are going on sale. So the first one, near and dear to my heart, I guess, like I've used it so many times, is the iZotope suite. Different people use it for different things, but iZotope really it has a good suite of audio editing features where even if you don't know too much about it, there's presets which you can kind of pass off as good audio. Shh, hush. But in particular, I want to focus on RX11. For streamers and stuff, I would say RX11 is probably more useful. Nectar is also really useful. I'll go over what these are. And if you so happen to have the entire suite of stuff, Neoverb is the reverb. I wouldn't recommend like buying it as is. I would say these ones, pay attention to these ones for streaming, Ozone and Neutron. If you're doing audio engineering for music covers and stuff, Ozone and Neutron, I mean all of the above plus Ozone and Neutron would be my recommendations, but usually you buy it as a suite. So I'm gonna quickly go over these. There's a bunch of other stuff that's included, which I don't use at all. I'm always tempted to upgrade to the newest versions, but sometimes I'm like, I don't really think I need to. We'll see. I also have to see the pricing for this because I have a pro tip. RX11, that entire suite of RX products is for removing unwanted sounds. So they have a de-esser, a de-clicker, a de-breather, there's so many Ds. De-everything. Super, super, super helpful in repairing audio. One of the best ones in the plugin atmosphere. Like if you had to choose one to go with, I think a lot of audio engineers would say to go with the RX suite if you can afford it. There are different pricing tiers. So you can go from the cheapest one, which is the Elements. They have Elements, Standard, and Advanced tiers. They also have subscription, blech. And sometimes the smaller ones is already good enough at this point for your streaming and things. However, be warned, the more RX plugins you use in your plugin chain for your streams, the more lag you will get, to the point where you will mess up your videos. You will literally mess up your model debut because you put on too many of these cleaning up plugins. Oops. They even say it's RX is good for content creation. So de-click, de-clip, de-hum, de-rustle, de-background noise, everything you want in one click. Well, it's not one click. Each thing has its own separate plugin that's built into the big plugin. Nectar is to make your voice pretty. I'm not joking. I feel like it's close to the mixing part of audio stuff, but more specific to vocals. So whenever you hear audio mixers in the YouTube music cover sphere, the Utaites or the V-Singer spheres, most of the time they work mostly with the vocal part of the mixing, right? Because instrumentals, unless you purchase individual stems for all the different instruments and things, it's all going to be in one file. But you can manipulate the vocals a lot better. And then Neutron, which is lower below below is for like mixing everything together. I think right now I have a Nectar plugin. So what you're hearing right now helps make my voice a little better. Nectar 4 is what I'm using, and that's the latest one that they have. And then the third thing is Neoverb, which is just reverb. It's not the best one, but it is very flexible. I don't know, if you want to do karaoke, maybe not use Neoverb. There's probably better ones, but you can play around with it. Ozone is mastering. Ask me what mastering is, because I just know mastering comes after mixing. I am not the best person to approach for more specific terms, but to sum it up, it's like the final touch for audio before you upload it to streaming sites or YouTube or anything. I'm just gonna keep it in layman's terms because that's how much I know it as. I could say, like, if you're listening with headphones, it's gonna be different than when you're listening with surround sound, like the 5-piece setup, right? And sometimes you want to master audio so that it works best for that setup, right? Like all the preset stuff kind of works for what I need to for YouTube, but hopefully it makes whoever's listening to in whatever like speaker audio thing that they're listening from. There is a major difference between like an unmastered audio versus a mastered audio. Like it feels like everything doesn't come together. At this point, maybe ChatGPT can answer what is mastering better than me, but this is how I know of it. My recommendation is don't go straight into purchasing the biggest version, the premier version. Elements version of stuff often comes for free in some of their promotions. Sometimes when you buy physical hardware, music hardware and stuff, or a mic or something, you will get the Elements version for free. That is your gateway to purchasing of the higher product versions. So what I mean is you can upgrade from an Elements to a standard version at a cheaper price. And then you can upgrade from the standard version to the premium version at a cheaper price. And when the product updates to like a new version, so instead of iZone 12 or RX11 here, it goes to RX12, because you own an existing version of the software, you can get the latest version at a cheaper price. So what happened a while back, one of the older versions of premium or standard, I don't remember, were dirt cheap. Like, I don't know why, some third-party music plugin sites sometimes offer keys at like a super low price because they're just getting rid of it. Black Friday, you can snag one of those keys and upgrade at like a huge discount. So don't ever pay full price for this. Most of these full prices are probably for industry people where they can just expense it as part of their whatever software plan that they're on. For us indie people, we're always on the lookout for sales. iZotope in particular, this is a very good way to get into like testing. First of all, testing the Elements version, like the free one. And then if you decide that it does work for you, then slowly upgrade, because there's too many different knobs, buttons and stuff. You will get confused. I mean, I got confused when I first purchased the higher end stuff. And to this day, I am still confused. I don't know half of these buttons, what they do. But it sure makes me sound nice, so I'm just gonna stick with it. FabFilter has a discount right now, I believe. Black Friday, 25%. I'm starting to notice a trend. There's no longer 50% off. Most of the stuff is just 25% off. I don't know if I like this. FabFilter was one of my dream plugins for the longest time before I was able to pick it up, and it was well worth the wait. Pro Q, the EQ, is one of the best ones to play around with. Pro C compressor, I just find that really useful, especially when I go like and it compresses the high notes. And Pro DS is I don't know if a lot of people recommend this one, but like I need as many de-essers as possible. My speaking voice has a lot of like the th and the psh and the pff. And I basically chain like multiple de-essers so that you don't hear the th and the pff and the pff that much. Top 3, I heard limiter's pretty good too, but Pro Q, the EQ one, is one of the easiest ones to visually see what's going on and edit at the same time. Highly recommend it. It is one of the pricier ones and it's well worth the price. I still don't know half of what it does though, but I know if I move things up and down, it makes my voice either mufflier or fuzzier or crisper. EQ is super important, guys. If you want to have like a low, like podcasty boom, you need EQ for that. If you want to have a shrill, fuzzy sound, you need EQ for that. Investing in a good EQ will make or break your voice. Sometimes audio engineers, I send them like raw files and then they come back with like, I have no idea who this voice is. Like some like foreign sound. I'm like, that is me. That does not sound like me. But like in a good way. Every streamer, every audio person has this issue where they're like, I don't like my own voice. But when you work with an audio engineer that knows how to like tweak your voice, then you're like, I like my voice. Oh, I don't know who that is, but that voice is so much better than mine. And it's because they know like which bells and whistles to accentuate and which ones to hide. Also, next one I use a lot is Vocal Rider. Black Friday, guys, Black Friday offer. Let's see, save 85% off. Guys, Vocal Rider is originally $200. It is going on sale for $30, and it is one of the, I'm gonna say this for everything. It is one of the plugins I use on every single music file and on videos as well. But I'm sure Chad is like, what the heck is Vocal Rider? And I'm gonna sum it up again in the easiest way, layman terms possible. It makes the audio levels consistent. Sometimes, okay, if I'm far away here, my voice is quieter, right? But you can still hear me. When I'm super close, you can still hear me, but it's like loud. Vocal Rider does is it brings up the quiet sounds and then lowers or like compresses or whatever it does. It lowers the higher volume so that it maintains its consistency. So you can still hear the difference, like the style, the voice style, but you don't have to like turn your volume knob like to hear what I'm saying in the background. Then you don't have to dial it down when I'm too loud. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it when YouTube videos, when they can't freaking automate the audio levels. I know when someone doesn't use automation, and automation is not as robotic as it sounds, and I will explain it, but I can tell when someone doesn't use automation because like all of a sudden different clips will have different volumes, and it frustrates me because I have to press that volume up and volume down. Hopefully my videos, like if you don't have to do that, then I did a good job. I'll tell you what automation is because it's a pretty interesting concept. You see this line here? This is the audio track volume level, and this is the waveforms that you see. It should be in the middle. My bad. So it's like sometimes super quiet, it's in the middle. But then when it's really loud, it goes up like this. And then when you're like super quiet, it goes back like this. And then sometimes you go like, whoa! And then, Automation just means you're adjusting this middle line so that when it's quiet, you raise up the volume. When it's too loud, you lower the volume like this, right? And then you keep doing this, and you do it by hand. That is automation in a nutshell. And then this is like all over the place, so you kind of like adjust it a little bit more depending on how loud it is and stuff. And then since it's audio, it's decibels. So at the top here is like plus 10 decibels, and then down here is like negative 10 decibels. You have to do it by hand. That is automation. Why they chose that word, don't ask me. I don't know why. It's not automating. Nothing is automating if you're doing it yourself. But what Vocal Rider does is it does that for you. It's not perfect. In some places you have to adjust it yourself, but it does most of that for you. The end. Dang, I wish I had someone explain it like that to me when I first learned it, because all I've heard is like people recommending Vocal Rider, but I don't know what it does. 10-year-old me and be like, what is this? I don't understand. Simply one of the best things to speed up the process a little bit. I mean, Waves has a lot of audio plugins. This is one of the only ones I use consistently. You'll probably have recommendations for like compressors and effects from audio engineers in the community, but for a person that makes music covers, this is my go-to. So if you're doing any video editing, not my first and not my last time to warn you about it. To all you video editors out there, fix your audio automation, please. Please. You have no idea how many times I've clicked out of a video because I was just too annoyed by the audio messing up. And sometimes in my streams, someone says like your audio's too quiet at times. I'm like, shoot, I am such a doofus. I know better than that. And sometimes I have to get a little closer. Like, I guess like automation, you can also think of it as manually moving your head back and forth from the mic when you need to be loud or quiet. It's harder to do live, so there's no excuses for people that edit videos and screw that part up. There is no excuse. I need a picture of I don't even know if it's Melodyne or Melodyne. Secondhand plugins. It's a thing. Yeah. So secondhand plugins, if you're familiar, sometimes you buy a single seat for a license, right? And basically that restricts you to only use it on one computer, provided that you have the account and stuff. But that means when you're transferring computers and stuff, you either have to buy a second seat or you have to remove the license from the first seat into the second seat. And because you can do that, nothing's really stopping you from selling that seat. All right? Yeah, so Melodyne is for tuning, more specific to vocal covers, but if you're doing any sort of audiobooks, audio dramas and things, and sometimes you want to change the tonality of a certain word, but you don't have enough recordings for it, this is nice. Again, this is very similar to the iZotope suite where you can purchase a cheaper version. It just comes with some of the audio software, the DAWs, the mixing program that you use all your plugins in. Sometimes it comes with a free version of it, which is the Essentials version or something. You can upgrade from the Essentials version to like the higher tiered ones, Studio or like Professional, at a cheaper price. So never pay anything full price, even though it says it's on discount. You can get it for even cheaper. Super helpful for fine tuning and timing music stuff. I don't use this for timing. So if I have 5 different harmonies, I'm doing the soprano, alto, and tenor and bass for some reason, it's really nice to tweak the tune, like the pitch. But for the timing, I use a different app, which I will also recommend. Just let me find it. VocAlign, this one. 50% off with eligible upgrades. Is there any? Why is there a subscription? Gross. Is it on sale? It has a discount. I don't really know if it's like Black Friday sale discounts or anything because it doesn't say. All of these numbers are hand wavy. Don't trust anyone. Never trust whatever they put for the full price. If you've seen it go on sale once, it's more than likely the plugin will go on sale again for the same price, so never buy these things at full price. VocAlign Pro is what I use for timing. One-stop shop, you press a button and it automatically, to the best of its capabilities, times it for you, but then I go back into the previous software to like really fine-tune it, because sometimes when you say bananas, you might say it like banana, and then sometimes you say banana, and then the ball and the ba don't sound the same, so you have to tweak it so that it doesn't clash. That's an example. This is also useful for some, most of the time it's for doubles and things. I wouldn't say it's as useful if you're just using it for streaming or anything. It has absolutely no use whatsoever for that purpose. So this is specifically for mixing audio for your music stuff. There's a bunch of other plugins and things where I'm like, yeah, occasionally I use it, but it's like not my go-to for everything. I'm just gonna list stuff off of the top of my head, like Clear is one, Supertone is one. All of these are for removing background noises and hums and stuff. A lot of DAWs, a lot of these digital audio workspaces, they already come with a bunch of essential plugins, such as a compressor, an EQ, a limiter. Like Reaper is notorious for it being like the equivalent of WinRAR, where you technically have to pay for it, but it's like free to try as much as you want. It comes with a lot of essential stuff, which is recommended for streaming. If you don't find the OBS plugins, the default plugins, useful. There's a bunch of ways to get all of these for free. And it's not P as in PE, it's PA. The problem with audio, like comparing audio plugins to like video editing plugins, the sites are more spread out. There aren't that many like unified online selling platforms for audio plugins because everyone wants money. Everyone wants money and they don't want to share. Meanwhile, for like video editing and like templates and stuff, the two I mentioned earlier, Envato and AE Scripts and stuff, you can find a bunch of presets and plugins there. Of course, there are indie sellers as well, but I wouldn't say, like, unless you go for industry studio standards like Sapphire and Trapcode Maxon, that's their parent company. Most of these smaller indie to small company video plugins are available on these like marketplaces. Some warnings: if you do purchase softwares and plugins from places like Sweetwater, which is they sell instruments, but they also so happen to sell plugins and stuff. Be aware of whether or not you're getting a physical copy of the key or a digital copy of the key, and don't expect to get the key instantly, like on Steam when you're purchasing a game. You pay and then you get the key, or you pay and then you instantly are able to download it. For the 2-3 times I used a third-party seller site, a shop, it took like 1 to 2 days for them to process my purchase, approve it, and then email me the key for the plugins. So don't panic if it doesn't come automatically. You are not being scammed, especially for like some large sites like Sweetwater. It's just part of their process. They want to make sure like it's a legit purchase and things. I don't know if it's Sweetwater, but someone emailed me like after purchasing. They're like, we're the aftercare. We're part of the aftercare team. We want to make sure that you're okay with your purchase and stuff. And they emailed me like twice, and then they called me 3 times. And I was like, how do I unsubscribe from this? Because I don't need extra. Can you not talk to me? Can you not? Just be careful every time you type your phone number and your email address and stuff. They might end up knocking on your door one day. Who knows? That's weird. If you have any plugins that you use often and want to share with everyone else, please feel free to comment below. If it usually goes on sale, please mention that too. I'm sure we all need some tips and tricks. If you liked watching this video, check out this one about how I make my own music videos from scratch for $0. Or this one that's recommended for you. I stream on Twitch, playing games, handcams, and more fun informational videos like these. If you want to support the channel, consider joining the membership or checking out my Throne wishlist for upcoming content creation ideas or other ways listed in the description box below. Bye for now.